All crypto investors must pay attention to this data released by CoinGecko. Look at it right here. We have this data that show the market traffic share. That is the crypto narrative that have the highest traffic and attention in 2024. Starting from January 1st to December 21st, 2024. All this data is very important to us as crypto investors. So let's discuss this in detail in this very video so that you know how to properly invest in this very bull market and get the most out of the bull market in 2025. All of this in this video. Watch this video all the way to the very end. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe right now, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for all that crypto content. If you look at this data released by CoinGecko, you discover that this data is showing the market traffic share. That's the crypto narrative that have the most traffic. Look at it right here. The first narrative that have the highest traffic by market share is meme coin right here, which have 14.36%. We have the second one, which is artificial intelligence, 12.58%. We have real world asset, that is ROWA, which is 8.64%. The next one is Solana meme coin, which have 7.65%, and the Solana ecosystem 5.78%. We have gaming right at this point, 3.72%. Layer 1, 3.51%. We have Deepins, that is decentralized physical infrastructure network, which have 3.38%. Base ecosystem have right here 2.68%. Layer 2, okay, which have 2.25%. Base meme coin have 2.13%. DeFi, which is decentralized finance, have 1.87%. We have the Ethereum ecosystem, which have 1.82%. We have the BRC20, that is the Bitcoin request comment network, 1.60%. AI meme coins, which have 1.48%. Cat meme coins, 1.19%, and AI agents, 1.17%. Seal ecosystem, 1.04%. Smart contract platform, 1.02%, and the Ton ecosystem, 0.85%. All of this data and this crypto narrative is very important to all of us as crypto investors. The most important thing about this data is that you have to look at this very different narrative and invest wisely into each of these narrative or any of this narrative of your choice. But one thing is very important. Each narrative is going to do better compared to the other. Not only that, the coin in this narrative as well is going to do better than the other. One thing that is also very important that I want to point out concerning this data is this data can change with market behavior. So market sentiment can change in such a way that the narrative that is at the bottom right there can come all the way upward. That possibility is there. And the one that is at the top can come down a little bit, which is also very possible. So what you need to look at right now is, don't say, I'm not going to invest in a narrative that is far way below the chart, and let me focus on a narrative that is just at the top of the chart. That idea is very good, but if you say so, then that means there are coin in this narrative that is below the chart that will do even more crazier than the ones that is above the chart. That is very important. What I am simply saying is, when you are investing and when you want to buy a coin, consider the ones that is at the top right here. That is the first four, but don't neglect the ones that is also below the chart, because they can also move aggressively as well and take over the space of this very top four or top five or top 8 on this very chart according to this very data. And this is very important. Like I said, market sentiment do change, market behavior do change, and if market behavior change, that means this very data can change. Narrative can switch over each other and move all the way to the top, and a narrative that is doing well today or a narrative that do well in 2024 can come back down in 2025. Therefore, when you are investing, try as much as you can to diversify within the narrative. And with this diversification, it will keep your portfolio a little bit safe instead of focusing on just one narrative. So, what you need to focus on right now, number one, is don't invest in one narrative. Let's say, for example, you put all your money in meme coin because you see that meme coin have 14.36% of the traffic by market share. This is also very good, but that idea is also not sustainable. Why? When market crash all the way to the downside, you discover that meme coin crash the most. And if you want to have high gain and then market crash, if it crash very aggressively, then it means that if market crash, your portfolio can be wrecked all the way to the downside. And that is why you need to diversify across this narrative all the way to the downside, despite the fact that the market have capacity of turning all the way down, and the one that is up can come all the way to the downside, and the one that is down can come all the way upward. This is number one thing you must have to focus on if you are investing, especially aggressive investor in this very bull market. So these data have actually structured and shaped the way you should invest in 2025. And one thing I like about this data, it cuts across the 12 months in a year, from the 1st of January 2024 to 21st of December 2024, which means if you want to invest very well, you have to pay attention to this very data. Another thing I want to say about this very data, which is not a financial advice, is for you to focus on the first four and also diversify into crypto or coins that you see that have potential in the rest of this very narrative, because that's very important. Take, for example, for those of you guys that attend my last bootcamp, there is this project called Visual Protocol that I gave in that very bootcamp. As at that time, that very project was below 0.50, that is 0.50 cent for that very coin, Visual Protocol. And this is on the AI agent narrative. And if you check AI agent narrative right there, is 1.17%. Look at it right here, 1.17%. And what that means is this very coin is moving all the way sporadically to the upside. Even it has hit $3 all the way below 0.50 cent as at when I gave that very coin in our last bootcamp. What that means is the AI agent narrative is just a new narrative. So you don't expect it to move all the way to the top of this very chart, okay? However, it can happen in the future, but since it is a new narrative, it can also do very, very well compared to most of the narrative that is at the top right here. And that is what you must need to focus on. So don't say because a narrative is below this very chart, you are not going to invest in the coin that is below this very chart. You are only focusing on the one that is at the top of this very chart. For those of you that have already seen this chart and you are thinking of how to invest, the best way, in my opinion, which is not a financial advice, is to invest more in the first four narrative, because that is where most market attention is right now. And this sentiment can last for a very long period of time. And then you also diversify and invest in other narrative. How do you do that? You look for coins or token that have high potential in any of this narrative and invest in them accordingly. It does not matter the narrative. I know definitely that narrative is going to do better than the other, but coin in different narrative as well is going to do better than the other. You can buy a coin in the meme coin narrative or the AI narrative, and also buy a token on the AI agent narrative. And the one you buy on AI agent narrative is going to outperform the ones in meme coin or artificial intelligence narrative. This is very important because investing in crypto requires you to do a lot of research so that you invest wisely in the coin and the narrative that is going to do better in the future, even though that narrative is not doing well right now. This is very important, guys. This data have already given us a clue of what 2025 bull market is going to look like. Because like I said, this very sentiment is not going to change all of a sudden. Before it will change, it will take a little bit of time, and before any other narrative that is at the bottom of this very chart is going to take over from the one at the top of this very chart, is also going to take a little bit of time. Because for that to happen, that means the team behind any of this narrative is going to develop very well, so that the narrative is going to take over from the one at the top, and that require a lot of work, a lot of ideas. So this data have already shown us how we restructure our investment entering 2025 and in the heat of this very bull market. So this is a very important data that all of us as crypto investors and traders must pay attention to right now. Conclusively, what you need to do is to focus on the first four narrative, okay? That is, invest more in the first four narrative, and also diversify into the rest narrative right here. One of the narrative that I found very, very interesting among all of this is the AI agent narrative. The way AI agent narrative and the coin right in this narrative, or token right in this narrative, is pumping aggressively all the way to the upside is very, very surprising. And another one is the SEO ecosystem right here, which is a developing and emanating ecosystem, which you also need to pay attention to. Another one which I also find very interesting is the deepins. Look at deepins right here. This is decentralized physical infrastructure network. Pay attention to this as well while you invest in other narrative. But the most important thing is look for a coin, a token that have high capacity to move all the way to the upside in any of this narrative and investing, and also invest more on the first four on this very chart. And the first four is the meme coin narrative, the artificial intelligence narrative, the real world asset narrative, and the Solana meme coin narrative. This is the first four narrative you have to pay attention to. This is very important data, guys, that I want to share with you guys today. So if you like content like this, consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe right now, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. If you want to join our Telegram channel for more updates and news analysis like this one, check the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment, join the group. It is a free group. If you want to watch my video on when the altcoin season is going to start, check this video right here. And if you want to learn how to trade crypto from beginner to advanced, check this video out. It's going to help you greatly. Thanks for supporting this channel.